welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Tori and today we're going to do a what I eat in the week. Starting off with a smoothie, we're adding some dates, some apples, mixed berries, almond milk. I hate dates, so I have to put them in a smoothie, otherwise I won't eat them. We're doing some coconut shreds. We're just gonna mix it all up. I love to add turmeric and cayenne pepper to everything. Great health benefits. Turmeric is good for inflammation, brightens the skin. Cayenne pepper is good for digestion. So one of my favorite smoothies to make, I like pink smoothies for some reason. Made some cute little shots for my parents so they can try it out. Now we're getting into breakfast. I had a leftover tomato, so I kind of just tried to cut it up best I could. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bake it. So I'm just going to cut some little shreds here to make it kind of look like a flower. This wasn't the most appetizing, appealing looking tomato, but tomatoes hit. I'm just gonna wrap it up and put that in the oven. So I had a leftover baked potato from the night before, so I'm just gonna take that out and cut it up so that I can make my breakfast hash. This is one of my favorite breakfast meals ever in life. I love potatoes. When I tell y'all I love potatoes, yeah, I had to think about it for a second because I really do. I do. So I just add mushrooms, onions, scotch bonnet, 'cause everything's spicy over here. Some garlic, some grapeseed oil, and then I just start to season. I season everything up: black pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, turmeric, cayenne pepper. Like I said, I put those in everything. And my potatoes, I have to make them curry. I love curry potatoes, so I'm definitely gonna add the curry on top. Just gonna pop those bad boys in the oven, bake at 350 till crisp, till tomato is softened, and we're gonna plate. Tomatoes, got our beautiful curry breakfast hash. Gonna add a side of toast with some earth balanced soy-free butter. Gotta have a side of avocados, and I'm doing apricot jelly today. And there we go. Add a little scallions on top, and boom. So, little midnight snack. Decided to make myself a PB&J. This is the simplest but most soothing meal, I think, for me. So we're gonna add this very appetizing looking peanut butter. And I'm really into this Justin's brand now. I love it. And they have different kinds. They have almond peanut butter, maple peanut butter. They have almond butter. So this brand is really good. And then we're gonna do with a simple grape jelly. My sister, she likes to put strawberry on hers. And I'm just having tea as well with it. I'm doing a little bit of raspberry tea. Don't worry, I cleaned up afterwards. And yeah, it's a little tea and PB&J before bed. So soothing. So now we're, I guess, back to breakfast. And this is what I'm having, another smoothie. There goes the Justin's almond butter I was talking about. We're doing all these things. This kind of is a nice, healthy, thick, protein-infused meal. Y'all, I always do this. I don't know why. This is the second time that this has happened, but we're just going to start over like that didn't happen. Because, you know, my day don't stop. So we're putting the oats, we're putting the milk. I made sure the top was on correctly this time. We're adding the dates. I have to add my dates in my smoothies because I don't like dates at all. So I'm just gonna blend that up, and it was a nice hearty breakfast. Now we're doing some nice avocado toast for lunch. Nothing like the best avocado, the most properly picked avocado. Opening up an avocado and it being right is just so satisfying. Look at that. Beautiful. I finally learned how to remove the seed. So just using some Earth Balance soy-free butter. And this is how I make my avocado toast. You guys should really try it out. So start with butter, and then I add some minced garlic on top of it. I love garlic. I add more garlic, powdered garlic. You could just add the powdered garlic though if I had to choose one. Then you add the avocado, top it with some tomatoes, some onions, a little bit of black pepper, some lime on the side. Squeeze that bad boy right on top. And you have yourself a nice, healthy, delicious avocado toast. So good. Now we're on to a juicing. I've taken to juicing lately, especially my fruits. I don't feel like I get enough fruits in. I'm more of a, I could sit and eat vegetables, but fruits, it's a little bit harder for me, so I like to juice them. I really like apple juice, pineapple juice, orange juice. So just clean up all your fruits. It's just a nice prep. I think the biggest part of juicing is prepping all your vegetables and fruits. But once that happens, you just throw it all in the blender and it's good to go. One tip I learned is that you don't want to mix your fruits and your vegetables. So you want to do celery, kale, carrots all in one, and then apples, pineapples, so on and so forth in the other. It's not really good to mix fruit juice with vegetable juice. However, for those really, really tart green juices, like the one you're about to see, I am not gonna lie, I've mixed apples in it because the apple just gives it this sweet, subtle taste, and you know, you want your things to be enjoyable, so sometimes I'll add apples and I don't think it harms anything, and I just filter it out. I didn't have a cheesecloth, but I should get that. It helps to remove all the foam. And this is the leftover residue from all the juicing. It's so cool. You can save that and compost it, and I don't know, I haven't figured out exactly what to do with it yet, but these are my juices. If I had a cheesecloth, it wouldn't be so foamy at top, but yeah. Now we're on to one of my favorite meals ever. This is my vegan southern cooking meal. I love it. We start off with your mashed potatoes. So I'm just gonna boil these little potatoes, and you want to start off cooking the potatoes first because they take forever to get soft. Then we're gonna have some kale, garlic, kale collard greens, and this is something new I've tried, and it's really, really good and very healthy. We're gonna do oyster mushrooms. This was my first time making oyster mushrooms, so I don't really think I got the proper oyster mushrooms. I feel like they should be drier, but I literally just made oyster mushrooms again yesterday, very hesitantly because I didn't really enjoy these first ones. And y'all, the second time I made it, it was beer battered oyster mushrooms. They were a lot drier and life-changing. The oyster mushrooms you get really matters, so make sure you pick good ones. Something about cutting garlic is so satisfying to me. So I'm just gonna add some grapeseed oil. Right now we're prepping the garlic kale collard greens. So we're just gonna saute up some onions, and then we're gonna add the Scotch bonnet because it has to be spicy. Let's really talk about it. Everything's spicy. Just sauteing all that up, prepping it. And then we're gonna add the kale and let it kind of wilt down with some garlic and vegetable broth. And this mixture of garlic, onions, scotch bonnet, I put some seasonings in it, black pepper, chili pepper, onion powder, garlic, salt, turmeric, cayenne pepper, you know the drill. I even put a little curry, I'm not gonna lie. And some vegetable broth to give it nice flavor. And then we mix it up a little bit and top it to let it steam. And these guys came out so good. All that juice will absorb into the kale and it'll be really beautiful, nice and tasty. Now I'm just prepping my batter for my oyster mushrooms. I'm just using regular flour, seasoning up the flour with garlic, some onion powder, just a little bit of salt, some black pepper, cayenne pepper to give it a little spice, and then just mix it all together. And then I'm just gonna add some almond milk to the other side. The oyster mushrooms I just made yesterday, I used beer instead, and it was so good, guys. So you can either do an almond milk batter, or you can do a beer batter. So the potatoes have cooked down. You want them soft that you can just really just mush into them like that. I was trying to make potato salad, but in order to make potato salad, you need to let the potatoes cook. To sit for a while, because if you start mashing them too early, your potato salad will turn into mashed potatoes. And so I would suggest letting your potatoes sit a little bit before you start mashing. And I kind of removed a lot of the skin because they're not red skins. Then I added some onions, some chives, and we're just gonna prep the oil for the plantains that I'm making, as well as the oyster mushrooms. So I'm just transferring the potatoes over into another bowl just so they can kind of cool down a little bit more. And for my potato salad, I'm adding vegan mayo. I'm adding mustard, honey brown mustard. Secret ingredient my grandma used to use, sweet relish. It hits so hard, y'all. And I'm just gonna mix it all together. Y'all know I love potatoes, so this right here, I could just literally eat this whole bowl, I'm not even gonna lie. You just want to mix it and make sure everything gets coated with all the seasonings. So I'm having some sweet plantains, and I love plantains. We're gonna just make a nice honey mustard dip for the oyster mushrooms. So I'm just adding some some mustard, date syrup, pepper, salt, garlic, and we're just gonna mix that all together. And that's literally how you make a nice honey mustard. If you don't have date syrup, then you can use honey. And date syrup, guys, is a game changer, because you guys know I hate dates, but date syrup, I love me some date syrup. So now we've battered up the oyster mushrooms, and we're just gonna pop those bad boys in the oil and let them cook till they get brown on each side. These were really, really good, but the drier your oyster mushrooms, the better. So it's really important to get a proper oyster mushroom. It makes the world of a difference. But I think for my first try, I think I did pretty good. Also having a side kidney beans, because I just love kidney beans. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, Tori. Vegan chef. And this is the final product. It looks so good. We have our honey mustard, our plantains, kidney beans, our green kale collard greens, our mashed potatoes / potato salad, and our oyster mushrooms. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And there will be more vegan food videos coming your way.